And with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Caseking of the Hill tournament right here on Room on Fire. Man, it's great having you, and of course, the tournament that we have here, King of the Hill type format, cool by Alpenföhn. Hope you guys are ready for it, and if you need any help with, acting classes or anything, then Sandra and I are definitely available for that, because we just locked that down, no problem. Are you guys ready for Inferno?
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see what Fnatic can bring after that pretty devastating loss on Dust 2. And also excited to see if LDLC are able to keep up that good showing.
I'm thinking it has something to do with everybody being in the same room for LDLC. Boot camping apparently is very good for them, because you even have Fnatic making jokes about it during the downtime here, like, okay guys, we know that you're all sitting in the same place, we know that you guys are boot camping, take it easy on us, please. Because right now, Fnatic, they got demolished on Dust 2. There's no way to get around it. That was just all the momentum going LDLC's way. Just a perfect CT half for the Frenchmen, and then them just carrying it through. Fnatic never really managed to get anything going for themselves on the map.
No, that was really painful to watch. I mean, it is Dust 2, but if you look at what Fnatic had to try and deal with everything, I think actually there's something we didn't talk about, but something that went horribly wrong, because Fnatic do have JW and Olaf Meister, who can both AWP really well. So on a map like Dust 2, you'd say, all right, on the CT side, even if it goes a little bit badly, they can always pick up, 2 AWPs, but they never got the chance. The first half was so dominant by LDLC that Fnatic had to try and go for an early buy before anything like an AWP could even get on the CT side of the map.
Yeah, another thing that Vendetta mentioned during the downtime as well, we did a lot of talking during the downtime, guys, is that both Kaylee and Apex were hitting shots, and that's crucial for LDLC. When both of those players are just racking up kills, Apex, he's able to play his aggressive style, and it works out for him. Things go his way. Kaylee, obviously putting the AWP to good use, landing the shots that he needs to. That's when you really see LDLC shine, and they become just, a team that's on a whole different level from what we usually see. So now, Fnatic have to hope that they can shut down one or the other. They really cannot allow LDLC to get momentum again here on this map.
No, a strong start for the Swedish team, newly with 2 new people on it here. That's exactly what they need. So if you're just joining us, then welcome to the show. Remember, guys, if you click the link at the bottom of the stream, you can participate in the raffle for a Zoe FK1 mouse. And also, we're going to have a couple of raffles later on, and it's going to be good fun. One of them for the Alpenföhn Brocken Eco CPU cooler, which is very nice, and also for the BitPhoenix headset, the one that I have on during the webcam segment. So, yeah, definitely stick around, and we'll give you guys more info about it later. But the Facebook raffle is the easiest one, and you can just go and like the page, and you'll be good to go. It's at the bottom of our stream here, so it's pretty easy to find. But enough about that. Now, here on Inferno, I mean, we've seen Fnatic play really well the last couple of days, and last time we saw LDLC, I think we were talking about how they were missing some timings. They seemed like they weren't quite communicating well enough. I mean, that can change within one day, basically.
Yeah, especially if they're boot camping. I think that all of that just gets fixed instantly if you're in the same room.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like a night and day difference, right? From what the LDLC that we've seen over the past few days playing in the Star Series group, and what we're seeing tonight. LDLC are a totally different beast. Like Fnatic, I think they got caught a little off guard. That they were just like, okay, we're going into this expecting to be able to actually, just trounce these guys, and then LDLC come out of nowhere, out of left field, and you have players like Uzi clutching round after round. Like that's going to be a big wake up call for Fnatic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's important for Fnatic to actually win the knife round, and it actually seems like they're doing it. So they're going to get off to, I guess, the easier start, if you could call it that. Obviously, they started on the preferable side on Dust 2 as well, but I think it makes a bigger difference on a map like Inferno.
It does. I mean, as we said, especially because they are so reliant on having that really good start. Now, what worries me a little bit is if they're going to go for the same strat they did the other time, where they had 4 in 1 and then 4 in 1 bomb site, then one person the other, and they will. And I would be surprised if LDLC haven't seen this before, so I could see them being basically anti-stratted here.
A bit of a difference, though, is that it's not Pronax who's the sole guy on A now. It's Flusha.
True.
Yeah, they want to put the Clutch Master Extraordinaire over there on the A site, maybe?
Yeah, and I think that's a strong choice from Fnatic, because nothing against Pronax, obviously, because he's a great in-game leader, but I think it's safe to say that Flusha is better individually just at shooting people down than Pronax. So if you're going to put one guy alone on the site, I think Flusha or Olafmeister would be your go-to guy.
The big question is if they're selling it. Flusha has to sell the idea that it's not just him here, and that the A-bomb side is a dangerous and scary place that you want to stay away from. B is much more likable. You know, there's a fountain, you can get some cool water while you're putting down the bomb and everything. There's just many advantages right now to going to be Fnatic trying to sell that idea, and maybe they are. Pronax goes down, but there's still 3 people waiting here. Hook, line, and sinker. LDLC have bought it.
Here we go.
Look at Olafmeister.
Exactly. They went for the Olafmeister boost as well. He's up in the corner. They have no idea. He's behind new boxes. He's not really able to do anything with it right now. He's just waiting for somebody to go for the after plant, and he gets it. Olafmeister makes it work. Crims as well, and this is falling apart. LDLC walk right into the trap.
But Apex actually peeked that corner. He knew. He absolutely knew, and in spite of that, Olaf still took him down. So congratulations to Fnatic. Absolutely a pistol round that's going to be analyzed by YouTube makers all around, because that was very cool. I mean, last time we saw this, it didn't work. They didn't sell the idea well enough, and that was when Pronax was over there. I'm not sure if it was the fact that Flusha was there, but something definitely changed, and LDLC decided, that fountain is pretty cool.
I think it was getting that nade kill on Pronax to start that set LDLC off. You know, they smelled blood. They felt like they got that one kill, so there can only be one more guy on that B site with one in CT, and it just fell apart from there. So Pronax dying actually helped Fnatic.
Now they got to be a little bit careful here. They are getting wrapped around pretty quickly. LDLC very aggressive here, and the Bison actually a great choice right now for Pronax. He needs a lot of bullets to kill a lot of people, and he is going to do just that. 2 quick kills here. Bomb does go down, and LDLC have armor and everything else. Fnatic got to communicate and slow things down right now.
Well, they know that there's one man in the apartments right now for Fnatic, but there's 4 guys still alive here. Uzi, not a whole lot of health, and he goes down instantly. It's all down to Apex now sitting in this pit. He's just waiting, and he's going to get the drop on Pronax. Great shot there by Apex, but the bomb is about to get defused.
Yeah, very well done by Fnatic. Good retake, and I also think, I mean, did you catch this, Vendetta? I think Flusha, he jumped through the smoke while shooting his FAMAS and still got the kill.
Yeah.
That's probably a little bit too much.
Just Flusha things. He had some really weird kills during DreamHack Summer as well. If I remember correctly. And Copenhagen Games as well. Like, just the most awkward kills you'll ever see. But Flusha does that.
Can we do that somehow? Can we make that a hashtag, just Flusha things?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
I would love that.
But yeah, so even though Fnatic had a really good retake and they limited their losses, I still think it was a pretty shabby anti-eco setup from the Swedes, because they allowed LDLC to get the bomb so easily. Obviously, that could have been something Fnatic are perfectly content with, but normally that's not something you want the opponent team to do. You don't want to give them extra money for no good reason.
No, definitely not. And I mean, they gotta be careful here. We've seen already a couple of times in the past days how much it matters having strong anti-eco rounds where you just keep everyone alive and build up a good economy, because if you don't, all you do is lose 1 round and then you're back to square one. Pronax for some good kills here in the middle. JW is going to take down another player, so it will be all down to Happy to try and see if he can drop a couple of people from Fnatic.
Yeah, Flusha doesn't even care about things like smoke. Those 2 kills, blind, totally. But this is going to come down to Happy. He needs to find a way to get onto this site and get the plant, or at least get a kill, but it's not going to happen. Fnatic with the perfect defense, not losing a single man, which is very important for them on the CT side. They absolutely need to be in a position where they can start putting a little bit of money in the bank for a rainy day.
Yeah, that's what they need, and they have 3 players right now that are doing well, Flusha, Crimson, JW, so that's a good sign for the Swedish team. Obviously, if you're just joining us and you don't realize, they've already lost the first map here. That was on Dust 2. LDLC pretty much just destroyed Fnatic on that map, so Swedes, they're trying to see if they can bring it back, and Olafmeister goes down. That cheeky boost that so many teams do, and Olafmeister, I think, up on the wood stacks could have almost caught that, but he just didn't see it.
I'm wondering, did it come down to timing or not? Did Olafmeister, was Olafmeister jumping? Regardless, that's become a common spot to check as well. So teams, they're getting caught less and less off guard by that. But still, great kill there from Happy, managing to open things up for LDLC. They get that entry frag, and now that's going to put Fnatic a bit on the back foot here. Crims is now holding Solo and Banana.
Yeah, and he must have had a couple of people running by. He does smoke off once again, so he's got some more time before anyone could even realistically try and go through. JW wanted to get flashed into the apartments, but actually just got flashed by his teammate, but nobody was there. Still a dangerous mistake to make, potentially. Flusha has to really be careful. He's going to actually flash out, and he's going to get the 1 kill. Goes for a second, And very nicely done by Flusher. That's exactly what they needed. Now they just need to keep JW alive in the pit, and then for backup to come in here.
3-on-3 situation, but the bomb is going to get planted. Kaylee gets a great headshot onto JW. Another shot from Kaylee. That's 2 now for him. And just like that, the defense evaporates for Fnatic. It's all down to Crims now coming in through Arch, but there isn't a whole lot he can get done. The Triangle of Doom is set up on this A site.
1-on-3 for poor old Crims, and best case scenario for him is walking away and just keeping this M4A1 alive, because if he does that, then they can pretty much go for a full buy next time. Maybe one person is going to have to go for a FAMAS or something, but that'll be alright, all things considered. So yeah, he's going to be able to save it, no problem, but a strong round from LDLC.
Yeah, a really good round. I think it was more down to Kaylee hitting those 2 shots on JW and Flusha.
Yeah.
As they took over the bomb site more than anything. I don't really think the entry fire they got on Olfmeister did too much, because Crims... The Olfmeister had already put down the smoke. Crims still had another smoke to hold off Banana. And Fnatic were set up with 3 people towards B. So I think it just came down to LDLC players hitting their shots.
Yeah, and if they can keep doing that, it's pretty scary. I mean, that's what they did a lot on Dust too, and it's hard to play against a team that just, you know, has a really good day and everything they do just works. To try and hold Banana here, but they still have another 3 people with him, so if he spots anyone, Olofmeister probably going to grenade all the way down, and we'll see how that goes.
Well, he takes a shot. Not sure if he actually spotted anybody there, but he did see, I mean, he got the idea. So he puts it out there, and now LDLC, at least they have that information going into this. They know where JW is on the map. JW is actually going to have to rotate out of here and change things up, get over to help support that A site, because there's only 2 players on that A site for Fnatic right now. One thing that LDLC have actually managed to do is push up and get control of Banana, though. There is a smoke to cut off the top of it, but that's still a very solid play there by the Frenchman.
Kaylee and Pronox having a bit of a duel, and it will be Kaylee coming out decisively on top. That grenade did 8 damage to him, but that's all that happened on the favor of Fnatic right now. And JW is here, going to be able to spot Kaylee, take him down, and then, well, an instant double kill for Maniac, and I think Olofmeister and Crims just need to walk away from this.
Unless they get a really early kill or something like that, they should back away. But the problem is Happy is already behind them from B. So they don't really have any safe place to save, or that they could possibly know that they could save. If Crims opts to go for CT spawn to save, he could easily die.
No, that's the thing. Well, they are wrapping it out. I mean, Olofmeister is going to make it back into T-spawn. Crims is going back into CT, though. He's about to get flanked. And there you go. Easy kill for Happy. Manages to catch Crims completely off guard. Olofmeister, the only man alive here for Fnatic. And him holding on to that M4, I mean, it's good for Fnatic. Means that they'll have a rifle to work with the next round, but I don't think it's good enough for Fnatic to be able to put together a real buy around it.
No, not at all. There's no way Fnatic should be buying the next round. So we probably are going to see 3-3, just a tie.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Just Crims does have money, but the rest will have to buy, you know, nothing at all. So not a good idea. Better for Fnatic to try and save and then stabilize. But LDLC right now, they're playing very patiently early on. But as soon as they get a pick off, it seems like the whole team just kind of explodes, and then they just all go for the kills, and they're getting them.
Yeah, they really are. They're committing to bomb sites where they get pickoffs, and obviously it's been working well. And I'm a big fan of that kind of playstyle, not being too passive, and as long as it's coordinated and you do it as a team, it's really good. It's really strong.
It's something that I remember in the early days of Global Offensive. We used to identify a lot with the French teams, particularly having that, you know, that they can be slow a little bit, but once the first, you know, engagement happens, they just sort of pour it on.
Yeah, they have something set for each situation, and I think that's a French thing, or not necessarily something the French do exclusively, but it's definitely something that you see all across the good French teams, is that they really execute when they get the opportunity to take advantage.
We'll see. Crims walking up. Can he get a kill? Will take down Uzi, but there are more people in store, and he's not going to get the second kill. That leaves Olofmeister strangely floating about the A-bomb site, not really able to do anything about the bomb that's obviously all the way over at B. So, well, I mean, yeah, exit kills, the name of the game.
Exactly, it's just going to be exit kills right now. I mean, if Olofmeister could pick up one more, that would be fantastic, but this was still an eco round out of Fnatic. They still only had pistols to work with. They weren't really able to put a stop to anything LDLC were doing, and Olofmeister can't even get a final kill either. Happy will pick him up for 2, but Now it comes down to whether Fnatic were able to center themselves for this big round, because this is where it really gets complicated for them. They have to lock it down, and we see JW picking up an AWP as well, dropped by Olofmeister, I think, or Crims. So this is like the make or break moment for Fnatic as far as the momentum in this first half.
It absolutely is, and they have gone for a very standard setup again here. Just, 2 people over by B, 3 people at the A bomb site. See if they can figure something out. JW's going for a very slow peek down the middle, and there isn't an op on the other team, so with a little bit of luck, maybe he's going to be able to do it. But he is exposed from the boiler room, and I'm wondering if they've not realized this. That's scary.
Well, JW... Well,
yeah,
okay, go ahead.
It doesn't really make sense. I mean, it would have made more sense if Pronex was actively peeking in apps, but yeah, that was just horrible.
A big hole in the defense and an uncommon one as well. Pronax now down in the pit. Good position. Gonna have to take down some people, but he won't. Kaylee runs and guns and takes him down with a headshot. Now 2-4 is the score that we're looking at, and this is just all falling apart here.
Yeah, Kaylee is just a monster right now for LDLC. This is Kaylee when he's playing at his best, right? He's just able to win the duels, get the shots. Pronax, that's like 2 times in a row now that he's just been nailed by Kaylee up in those apartments. So this is just kind of falling apart for Fnatic, but I have to agree. I mean, it really did seem kind of odd. I thought that JW, he would just hold that spot and then back off, right? So it's like, okay, you kind of hold it for like 5 seconds, and you're like, okay, nobody's peeking. I back off now to a safer spot to look towards boiler or something like that. But he just stayed for way too long trying to force the issue, and I think that's definitely what cost him in the end.
Yeah, I actually don't think it's that much on JW. I think it's more on Pronex, because he basically rendered himself useless that round. Because what was he actually holding? Sure, you had Flusha holding mid, and JW picking kind of towards the bench area of mid, and Flusha potentially getting people who run out of boiler once they've killed JW, I guess. But Pronex didn't have any role in that round. He just kind of just hung out behind JW doing nothing.
Yeah, that was very strange, and they could have made sure nobody was boiler room by just smoking it off. They didn't even have to have a guy there.
Absolutely.
So,
Sure.
Lots of stuff they could have done that round. Now, Grenade going to come in. JW has the max 7. Is going to peek out the middle, take down 1, goes for a second, and Apex is almost down. So maybe this aggressive style from Fnatic is going to be even better than just holding passively like they have so far.
Well, the pressure is definitely on the Swedes right now. They need to get something done. It's just a ongoing fight over in A apartments, and somehow they're getting out of it. And Tappy through the smoke finds Olofmeister over on Banana, though. That's a wake-up call for Fnatic. They can't be too pleased about that. Just barely lives as well, and that brings it back to a 4-on-4.
It does. JW still here with the max 7 waiting for a target. They are sort of trying to stay away from him, which I don't really blame them for. It's a painful weapon to run into that max 7. And down in pit, Pronax has a good position. I like this position from Pronax, but he doesn't have the ideal weapon for it. JW misses the shot, is going to get it while he's flashed, and down in pit, Pronax has moved, and he's going to go down. So JW now rushing up behind. He needs backup quick. Flush is coming here. Maniac goes down. JW jumping in. This is a 3-on-2, and they should be able to do this. Jumps and shoots. Uzi is going to be living a little while longer.
Uzi's still in here, man, and he has been a linchpin for LDLC in these close rounds. He delivered on Dust 2. He needs to do it again here on Inferno for LDLC. The bomb has been planted, and now Fnatic are on a timer, but Flusha finds Happy, and it is going to be down to Uzi once again.
Yes, it will. 1-on-2. Turns around here. They're going to come through the smoke. He gets the 1. Turns around, and oh my god! A triple kill for the Frenchman. And Uzi, as you just said, Samler, he has been the guy who's been clutching it for them, and he picks up that 1-on-2. What a round.
Crazy round from Uzi, but you have to question what Fnatic were doing there in that retake. We've seen one really solid retake from Fnatic, which was the first anti-eco round, but that retake was not really coordinated at all. I don't know, did Flusha run out of bullets or something? Because that should have been an easy kill for him once Uzi focuses on the guy coming in from quad.
It seems like he got caught swapping out. I don't know, I didn't catch it fast enough there to be able to see. I was following Uzi in the engagement, but that did seem a little bit odd still. Uzi, I mean, it's just Uzi. Like on Dust 2, I can think of like at least 2 rounds where him getting 2 kills pretty much saved LDLC.
Yeah.
And once again here on Inferno, he manages to pull it off. He manages to pull it off.
This time LDLC decide it's time for the B-bomb side again, and they may have been mistaken in doing that. Pronax still holding his position. Kaylee's going to be sneaking out. Look at the standoff. It's been happening a couple of times, and Kaylee's been coming out on top every single time. If he takes down Pronax, actually, Fnatic might have to rotate in an awkward way, but they're putting Happy in first. I'm not sure why Kaylee isn't the one instigating this. Smoke is off. Pronax falls back a little bit, and Happy's just waiting over here with the bomb.
Seems to be content to wait, but Flush is in such a good position right now. I think they picked up on this. Do they know that he's there? Yes, they do. Crims rotates him, picks off Happy over at B, and JW will find Kaylee on A. He even manages to take away a souvenir, gets an AK for his troubles. But this is now still LDLC with 5 rounds. Now, I gotta ask you guys, what do you think is the minimum cutoff here for LDLC for them to feel comfortable with this first half performance? Is 5 rounds enough?
I'd say
think
6.
they'd like, yeah, 1 or 2 more to be really comfortable, especially given how they got into a pretty good groove after a while in this happened. It felt like they had a pretty good control over what Fnatic were doing. But I really like what Fnatic did the last round, which was pushing both JW and Pronax aggressively into Bedroom and CPL.
Yeah,
that's
that
something they
nice.
need to do, because the standard setup from LDLC actively uses apartments. So if Fnatic continues to play that aggressively and LDLC can't find an answer for it, then I think that's the way to go for the Swedish team.
Man, this round starts off with Flusher senselessly killing 3 chickens in the middle. Just complete murder. I'm shocked
Murder.
beyond words. But apart
Maybe he
from
was
that,
hungry.
yeah, maybe he was. I mean, they should be hungry right now, because otherwise they're pretty not going to win this match. They're 1 round down, and they're a whole map down on top of that. Good flashbang in this time. Pronax going to peek, not going to happen. And then all of this bomb side, Olofmeister, his time to shine here. He's very good at defending these kind of positions, but he needs backup as well. He's going to be running through while flashed in, and Apex still takes him down.
Sick play from Apex as well, able to recover in time from that flash. Flush waiting in the CT spawn is going to go for the spray through. Not as much luck this time in JW. Getting cut off by the smoke, goes leaping through and still gets 1 kill on Apex. Big play there from the Swede.
Pronax from behind takes 1 down right through the wood panel over by the car, but now Flusher is in a near unwinnable situation. If he walks in here, he's going to be in a crossfire. He's going to have to pick up one guy and then, try and defuse the bomb and hope that the other one just doesn't realize. Maniac's right there, and, well, Flusher goes down. No luck at all to Fnatic, but, I mean, it's not even luck right now for LDLC. They are just having some very cool executes.
They are. And I think Fnatic are also giving them a lot of opportunities to make those executes happen. As we saw there, Olofmeister and Crims try to flash out to clear out Banana, and Crims gets caught off because I think it was Uzi who was right outside by the car. He didn't get flashed at all.
Yep.
And if you want to do a push out like that, you have to make sure that the flash you're throwing is going to flash everything outside. But I like what JW is doing now.
He's up here with a max 7. I sort of like what they were doing over by Banana as well, but they got caught, and Crims couldn't get the kill. Olofmeister now waiting in the corner. He needs a little bit of backup. Apex going to walk in and takes the kill. I mean, this is just all working out so well for the French. It is kind of a joy to watch them play this well, because... Oh, okay, well... Huge points for style here for JW, jumping out of apartments and getting the shot with the Mag 7. It doesn't help him survive the next engagement, but it is still pretty cool.
I think that's like 4 kills now for Flusha through smoke as well.
Yeah, he just doesn't care, does he?
No, he just doesn't. He just seems to know the angles by heart. Just perfectly executed there, wrapping around through coils on B, puts a couple shots with the 5-7 down and manages to pick off 1 through smoke. Like that's just Flusha for you. He makes it happen.
Okay, Kaylee.
He just walked into the bomb site and shot right through the box. Don't even care. 7-4, and we're into the 12th round. And I mean, we said 6 rounds might have been enough for LDLC. Now they're at 7, and I am really starting to get worried for Fnatic here.
Yeah, I am as well. And I would like to see Fnatic hold more passively towards the B bomb side and still go aggressive in the A apps, but they're doing the exact opposite, it looks like.
Oh, JW gonna peek into the middle. Apex is right there with an AK, and somehow JW just misses the shot, even though it looked like that should have been an easy one. But at least they still got another one over at Banana. It's on Fnatic to just win the next 4 rounds in a row, and then, even then, they have a lot to do.
Yeah, they have a long road ahead of them here. It's not looking like anything is really going their way. They did manage to pick up the first kill this round, though, so that's going to help them. But then all 4 members for LDLC are collapsing on the A site right now. They're busy wrapping around. Maniac needs to look the right way, though, into Library, and he gets the kill on Pronax, and that's going to start the avalanche here. They're going to just wrap onto the site.
They will. Grenade comes out from Flusher. Doesn't actually do that much damage. JW misses another shot here, and now they gotta make sure they hold apartments as well, because Kaylee's been so good at just finding the right timing here. They're actually both looking at apartments now, which I'm not sure is the right move. Someone's gotta be making sure they don't creep up behind them. Very patient play here from LDLC. 35 seconds left, and they are just basically crouching around the map.
You gotta admire how patient they are. Kaylee is still looking for this kill on JW, but JW and Flusha both on this A site. They're wreaking havoc. Apex finally finds Flusha, and there's Kaylee taking out JW. We're into a 2-on-2 now, but because of how long this has taken, Fnatic, they're able to even stop the plant. Oh, just barely it gets off.
Yeah, it does. In the last second, and Apex now going to go aggressive instead of defending, and he goes down. Olofmeister. This time, Fnatic come out on top. I mean, it was still a scary round for them, but they make it happen.
They do, and luckily for them, Crimson pushed down Banana and stayed aggressive, so he was able to pick off one of the LDLC members as soon as he was dropping down the bomb. And I think that was the Alpha Omega really for Fnatic that round. But yeah, I mean, credit to JW and Flusha for actually buying as much time as they did. And that's one of the few rounds we've seen LDLC not really commit hard to a site. They kind of just stood around an arch and waited for a bit. Kaylee up in apps, not really daring to take the duel with JW, and I think that was enough for Fnatic to really make the rotations they needed.
Now let's see. I mean, good boost up here from Pronax, or off by Pronax here, just jumping up, and JW's down here looking. So if they come around this corner, either from Boiler Room or from middle, they're going to watch JW, they're going to see him, and maybe try and hunt him down. If they do, Pronax to see it, and Flusher on the opposite side, so a pretty good crossfire setup, and a very common one as well, I think, on this map by now.
Yeah, this is kind of, I mean, we can even call this like a bread and butter now, almost, because we see it so often, this sort of boost. But right now, I mean, it really does come down to Pronax not getting flashed when LDLC decide to wrap around. So he has to be able to get the kill, and he does. Perfect play there by Pronax.
Yeah, and then just makes it out of there a little bit scary when you have the M4A1, because if a lot of people come through, you can't really kill everyone. But time to reload, thus spot another one coming out of Boiler Room and falls back even more defensively, which I think is a really good move. That's what they need to do, Fnatic. They have the lead and just wait for LDLC to show up. Crim spots one, he goes down, Flusher caught in the open, and he's got to be careful, he can't afford to die here.
JW finds Kaylee. Olofmeister over in B manages to find Happy and Banana, though. And now there's only 2 members left here for LDLC. It seems like they want to wrap around through Arch. They're going to be going towards B, but there's a man waiting for them. Flusha in the CT spawn. He hears them go trooping past, and he picks up one, goes for the spray. Not going to get it, but this is the information here for Fnatic. Now they know what LDLC are up to.
Yeah, Uzi walks in on Olofmeister, who was patiently waiting for him at the edge of the smoke. So some good rounds strung together now by Fnatic. 6 and 7. And this map is not over yet. LDLC, well, they can't really afford to buy, so they're actually going to be ecoing for the first time in a long while.
That's a good thing if you're Fnatic. It's going to be free round.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time, isn't it?
Yeah, and they've worked hard for it. And, well, they could be able to mount a bit of a comeback and actually finish the half at 8-7. And JW starts off great with picking up Kaylee, who's been a really pain in the side for the Swedish team so far.
And they need JW to take risks and hit shots like that. I mean, it's a confidence issue. They really need him on that level. But Apex takes him down. AWP lost, and now, well, if he repeats their Pronax and goes down, that would be a horrible turn of events.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to go for that, though. Fnatic, they fall back, 1 man onto the site, and Pronax holding in pit. This has now become Pronax's spot. He's going to have to stop the push when it decides to come through apartments, but that smoke is going to change LDLC's mind, and it looks like they want to try and group up on short and go for the push there.
Oh yeah, AWP's down for a bit. Uzi goes down as well. Still a few bullets left, but not enough to take down Maniac. They do pick it up, and Happy probably not going to be able to do this 1-on-3, especially because he doesn't have any kind of armor. So 7-7, and Fnatic equalize, winning 3 rounds in a row, and bringing us to the 15th round, the last one of the first half of this Inferno map.
And actually, we saw something very typical for JW there. Goes aggressively into apps, gets the pick off, and normally I'm pretty sure Devilwalk is sitting to himself screaming, back off, because you've gotten the advantage for your team, and at that point you should be perfectly happy with that, and just go back to your site, play standard, but he gets picked off, and that's unfortunate, and that could potentially be a really bad thing for Fnatic, and we've seen it burn them in the past.
Yeah. I mean, that's been the downfall of many really good teams. This time, he does get the pick off early on, then falls back. He picks up another one. It's Pronax up in the apartments who goes down, trying to see if he can catch anyone here, but it's still a one-man advantage for the Swedish team, and the bomb is actually dropped all the way back at slope here. So LDLC just creeping about, looking for an opening.
Yeah, they haven't really found anything quite yet either. JW has rotated up into apartments just to plug up the gap that Pronax has left, essentially. And now Flusha, I mean, you've got 2 guys on each site right now for LDLC, or for Fnatic rather. It depends on where LDLC decide to take this bomb with 50 seconds left. And it does look like it's going to be the A play. It's all going to come down to Flusha here. He has to stop them when they try to push in.
Yeah, him and JW. JW, nice shot again. That's now a triple in the round for the AWPer, and he gets some help as well from his teammate inside the bomb site. Happy is going to be alone, and they're going to wrap up behind him. So a very good end to the round from Fnatic. 8-7. Makes you wonder if they couldn't have had, a much better first half than they did if they just kept playing like they did at the end here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility, but I think with the way the game played out, I think they'll be happy, or they'll be okay with getting 8 rounds, because that could have easily spiraled out of control with how well LDLC were playing on the T side.
Okay. That's a good point.
If you're just joining us, then welcome to the show. This is the Caseking of the Hill tournament, cooled by Alpenföhn. Welcome to Room on Fire. This is the first night that we're doing this. It's going to be every week from now on for the next 3 months. 14,000 euros in total. Remember to click the link at the bottom of the stream. But here we go. Second half is coming up, and look at the aggressive push coming out from LDLC down the middle. Maniac picking up a kill. Good grenade comes out, does some damage to the remaining terrorist players, and this is just all LDLC all the way. They're basically picking apart the Swedish team, and they're trying to hold on to it. But now, instant turnaround. What?
I have no idea what's going on.
Maniac's position. Yeah. He almost had the timing there to be able to pick off somebody from Fnatic for free. And instead, Fnatic are somehow making the perfect call. They're going to rotate over to B with the bomb and get onto it scot-free. There's nobody here to stop them from LDLC.
I think we need basically Top Gear type slow motion to actually replay what happened in that round, because that happened so fast.
Well, for a second it felt like LDLC were the ones playing the T side, because they were running everywhere at that point. Like, things were happening all over the map. But somehow Fnatic manages to get the bomb plant, and I think with the way this started, they should be happy to get the bomb plant, and they might even win the round.
They could definitely win the round. I mean, LDLC have taken a long time. They do have a kit on Katie, but if he goes down in the wrong spot and they have to run and pick up the kit, that's all the time they need right now. Smoke is up as well. A lot of damage done. Crims just has to play this one cool, and he's going to get the double. That's a quad kill from Crims, and Fnatic take the pistol round. Immaculate play at the end. They came out in spite of all that horribleness that happened to them at the beginning of this round.
Whoa.
What a play.
What a turn of events. And that's Crims. Crims did the same thing last night versus Titan. He came up big when Fnatic needed him to, and yeah, holy hell, that round is all on Crims.
No, Crims dropped a 30 bomb yesterday, I think, on Mirage. So he is definitely performing well for Fnatic right now. There's no getting around it. Since he's been added to the team, everybody was kind of skeptical seeing how this would go, and he's just shown them all, basically. He's definitely got a spot on this team here.
Yeah.
This is still LDLC going for a pistol armor buy here, so we can't count them out yet. I mean, Inferno, if they make the right call, and right now things are looking pretty good here for LDLC. They've got 4 guys stacked up on this A site, and Fnatic are slowly working their way around here. If LDLC could somehow get up close at the CZs, this could turn in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, especially this A bomb side, you're right, because they are going to be within range where the CZ 75 is really, really effective. So we'll see if it's going to turn out like that. On the other hand, they're also in a spot where they can get grenaded down a lot, so I don't know.
No, there's no HEs left on Fnatic. There's smokes, though. There's smokes plenty and flashes as well. But there's Olafmeister finding Apex. That's the 5-7 down now for LDLC. Crims taking point on this A side is going to go rushing in. Finds the first one. Sprays. Doesn't matter if his teammate gets in the way. He wants the kill. And Fnatic are just perfect at this point. A flawless round from them.
And this is something we've gotten used to seeing from Fnatic. In anti-ecos, they take everything so slowly and play so calmly. And you can see that they had a group of 3 people just walking up the entirety of Arch and around towards the site before they even made a sound, barring that one smoke they threw. And that was it.
10-7. It's a 3-round lead for the Swedish team, and still LDLC cannot afford to buy here. But I think everyone's mind at this point is on that 4th round, the next one coming up. What happens once the Frenchmen pick up rifles again? I mean, they've shown themselves to be just very, very strong today.
there's no doubt about it. And again, you know, the fact that they're boot camping, that they're sitting side by side, CT side of Inferno as well, that's going to help with the communication, with the rotations. Like, that's going to be something that Fnatic have got in the back of their heads right now. But at this point, Fnatic, they're just looking to get through this round without suffering any losses. That's the big thing here. They need to be just holding on to as much money as they can going into LDLC's 19th buy round. Or the 19 round buy, rather.
Exactly right. And Fnatic, after sort of posing up in the middle for a while, have decided, wait a minute, there's a B-bomb site on this map as well, and that's what we're going to do. Uzi waiting right here, does some good damage to Flusher already, and Happy's also clicking away. But it's now a matter of time, basically. There's not that much left here. 35 seconds. They try to take down Pronax in the middle, but in the meantime, the B-bomb site's under attack, and Uzi goes down. Happy waiting in the corner is going to be down. That's JW jumping again. What is it with these Swedish players and jumping and shooting?
Maybe. Well, it's like Flusha. You play with Flusha, maybe it rubs off on you somehow. I don't know.
Why did they do it?
I think it's a Swedish thing.
Maybe a Swedish thing.
It's something in their blood.
I mean, it's summer here, man. The sun, maybe, you know, they're just jumping for joy, and they're so happy they can't help but jump in the game too.
Yeah, we've got our 3 weeks of sun.
Yeah, and you don't know how important those 3 weeks are, man. Well, actually, you do. You're from Norway, but
yeah,
like
things are even worse up there.
Those 3 weeks, heaven.
Pure bliss.
Yeah, get your trampoline out, stuff like that. All right, what
Another
are we?
flawless round.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And what I really liked is the fact that they actually opted for SMGs. You saw Flusha with the MP7, and he did that last night as well. Olfmeister with the P90, Pronax with the Bison. They made it work, so they've spent pretty much no money at all and got 2 flawless rounds.
You can tell in the money as well. I mean, 2 of them are sitting above 6K right now for Fnatic, so that's a lot of bank to be counting on. That means 2 straight buy rounds pretty much for the Swedes. But now look at this aggression coming out straight into apartments. That was JW just running and gunning. The flash into quad gets him into the apartments to support his teammates. But had anybody been there from LDLC, that could have gone south real quick.
And imagine being on, you know, their team speak when you get flanked from your own boiler room. You're from that side. You're just going to be calling out, "What the hell just happened? Why did somebody run up there?" That's madness.
Yeah, that's a stretch, but Kaylee will find the first kill of this round. Krims gets caught in boiler. But that AWP, that's it. You know, he announces his presence, and Kaylee is going glass cannon with this AWP as well. No Kevlar, no armor to back it. So he needs to be just landing that first shot. He has no second chance, or he's a dead man.
That's what it is. Uzi and Happy are the 2 people defending the B-bomb site, where it sort of feels like just taking a bird's eye view of what Fnatic are doing out here. Definitely setting up for the smokes. Very standard position for Pronax and Flusher. Getting ready for it. And actually they're going to be towards CT spawn and towards the coils where nobody's holding. So LDLC have some pretty good positions to deal with these smokes at least. But is it going to be enough? JW already running through the smoke, trying to pick off any kind of reinforcements coming in. Uzi in the back here eating some grenades, and he will go down. Now it's up to Happy. He does the spray, but he still dies. And this is a very good take, but look at the health. This is on JW.
Yeah, it really is. He has to get at least Kaylee and hopefully get into a better position.
Oh, he has to reload. They're coming for him right around the corner, and Maniac will take him down, and that leaves Pronax all alone in a 1-on-3 with almost no health. Takes the 1-on-2, has to do a little bit more. Oh my god, they line it up! Pronax, that was the beautiful timing right there. Takes a triple and puts Fnatic now at 5 rounds ahead. Oh, Pronax, we're in your depth for that kind of action.
I think Ven was like the gasp, and I just hung my head. But how does that make sense?
It just doesn't.
Stars are finally aligning for Fnatic. They had a bit of a rough go at it on Dust 2 with a lot of rounds going LDLC's way, but I think that was that kind of made up for all of those rounds on Dust 2.
Holy hell.
Even if you had time and you sat down with your friends and tried to choreograph that exact movement, you'd spend a lot of time getting that down exactly right so that you run in front of each other at the same time just when he's shooting. If anybody even just sneezed at him, he'd be dead. He was basically bleeding to death while they were waiting for him there, and still he came out on top. And that has to give Fnatic a huge boost of momentum right here.
Well, it looks like LDLC, Kaylee again with the FAMAS. He's going to manage to pick up one. That's a good kill there. He needs to get support from his teammates, though. They decided to back it off, and I like that LDLC are actually playing together here as a unit. 4-on-4, and LDLC are going all in. Now they seem to decide, okay, well, maybe we need to actually put some guys back over on the B site. But for a second there, it was actually a pretty decent call from LDLC. They would have been prepared on A.
Yeah, and they still might be. It's not quite over yet. Kaylee somehow has a glass cannon FAMAS on him. Very strange, but he's already picked up 2 kills. If this really works, that's incredible. Happy's going to walk in, get another kill, and now it's actually a scary 2-on-3 here. Back to a 2-on-2, but I'd still be worried right now if I were Fnatic. Losing a round like this would be so devastating coming off of a victory like the one Pronax just gave them. But it looks like they've stabilized, and I don't think Uzi can actually win this much anymore.
Well, then again, it's Uzi. It's Uzi.
Yeah. And we saw what Pronax did the previous round.
It's Uzi's turn. He's done it once.
He's going to be walking through smoke into a crossfire. I mean, shouldn't happen. It can't happen. It won't happen. Flush is going to take him down. And Olofmeister picks up a triple in that round. But this is, I mean, from LDLC's point of view, that was a hugely successful round. They got so many kills.
It really was. And again, we saw the glass cannon FAMAS coming out from Kaylee. He did that on the first map as well. Obviously, it didn't work out nearly as well that time around, but yeah, obviously that's something they've prepared in one way. But yeah, it's weird to see, but it kind of worked out.
What a shot from JW!
Yeah, sliding up. The very last step was just a half step, and he just took down Kaylee, who was waiting for him as well. Now Uzi's in a really grenadable spot, going to go for the kill. Does take down Flusher, and Apex has taken down Olofmeister, so some great returns coming out from LDLC. We'll see. Can they get the man in the corner? They can. JW catches him right in the foot as he's trying to jump away. So we're back into a 3-on-3, and Vendetta, what's the call now? I mean, there's still more than a minute left here for them to do something.
Right now, you want to stay put, see if there's any rotations or any silly rotations or loud rotations coming out from LDLC. If Apex, for instance, had ran all the way through Speedway, they would have been able to hear that from where they are at in Banana, and that would have definitely been an easy tell out. There are going to be at least 2 people towards the B bomb site.
JW pushing in here. I wanted to turn off the X-ray, see if he can catch anything, but he's in a very tricky spot right here. Happy's going to be up on coils, and this is a patience game coming out right now from both teams. Happy's going to be the first one to make a move. He spots, he takes down Pronax. Now it's Happy's turn, or Apex's turn, just shooting through the smoke. Doesn't connect with anything, but Happy most certainly does. Already a lot of damage dealt. Bomb is going to go down, but I'm not sure if Crims and JW can really hold on to this.
This is going to be so tough. We need another Pronax moment, basically. But they have so many smokes on Fnatic. They once again get the smoke off. Well, they smoke off coils again. Apex will make this into a 2-on-1, though. They find Crims, and he gets caught in the corner, nowhere to go. Happy with an aggressive push there, the pistol in hand. I was about to say that wasn't actually looking half bad there for Fnatic. They had so many nades to actually work with. It's a pity that they bungled the second smoke into Flowers, or that would have been just an impassable wall for LDLC.
And I think that's very key. What you just mentioned, the fact that I think it was Crims who wasn't able to land the second smoke properly, so there was a tiny gap, and that was all LDLC needed really to sneak on through.
Yeah, just to the side towards the coils there. So, 13-8, and definitely far from over. LDLC, well, we've seen crazy comebacks on Inferno, and they could still make one. Grenade's going to be raining down on towards Banana, and look at Flusher. I think that must have hit him basically straight in the face. He's down to 41 HP.
That's about as good a nade you can get when your opponent is wearing armor. That's the money nade right there. But this is still a high pressure round here for LDLC. They're not starting it off strong though. Crims manages to find Apex in Boiler. It's going to weaken the defense here on A, and Fnatic, do they want to press up behind this? They're dropping the bomb back. They're taking their time. And I like this position here from JW. They're trying to see if LDLC are going to peek out to try and get any information here so that the Swedes can punish.
I mean, if they lose this round, LDLC, Fnatic are going to be on match and map point, because it's going to be another eco coming up right after this. They just don't have the money to lose any more rounds here. They got to keep winning, and they got to keep a lot of people alive while they're winning. So this is, yeah, it's all on this round. Otherwise, we are going to go to a third map, which is pretty going to be, well, it's going to be Mirage, but Flashbang comes out already, and Happy with a great pick-off. Fnatic trying to force the issue, just keep running through here, and that's just not working out. Uzi wreaking havoc, and it's going to be just one member left. That's JW, and that's Uzi with a triple spray down. Very nicely defended. And also got to question what it was that possessed Fnatic to try and run through that smoke.
Yeah, I think that's the big question, really. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, and I also would have liked to see them bait out more smokes, because they did get the one guy towards A, so they were up a guy, or up a man, and they could have easily gotten the nade advantage, which is huge if you're a CT side, because you want to hold people off with smokes and flashes. But instead, it's Fnatic having to eco.
Well, this is, I think we're getting into dangerous waters here, because this is an eco round coming out for Fnatic, but now we have to see whether Fnatic are going to be able to close out this game, and we know that this is something the team has been dealing with for quite some time, Copenhagen Games as well as DreamHack Summer. You know, the ability to actually close out a match when you're ahead, that's what has to happen here now for the Swedes.
Yeah, it's not happening this round. They just got basically demolished. I mean, they got the 1 kill in Apex, and that is worth something, but the kind of rush they were going for got shut down by a Molotov up here in Apartments. Then they had to run down through Boiler instead, and when they did that, there were just a lot of rifles waiting for them. So a nicely handled round by LDLC, not panicking at all about the kind of rush coming out, and there's no reason they should.
No, I wouldn't say so either. But now we have a buy round coming in here for Fnatic, and this is their big opportunity to put LDLC in the grave, essentially. LDLC actually have enough money to get a pretty decent buy in the next round, thanks to that anti-eco that they just had. So it's not the end of the world for the Frenchmen if they lose this, but this is definitely just a high-pressure situation for both teams at this point. Fnatic need this round, and LDLC, obviously, well, they need it too.
Yeah, it's getting close now, just a 3-round difference, and that's not a lot considering that if you have to eco even once in those 3 rounds, it gets really tricky. Kaylee misses a shot and takes a hell of a lot of damage, but doesn't go down, and with the AWP, that's really the key thing. Just stay alive. You can always run back, but Maniac does go down. Olofmeister running and gunning out of the apartments, something we saw Kaylee do a lot when they were on the T side, so a good start for Fnatic.
Solid work by Olofmeister. He smelled blood and he never let up the pressure. Great play from him. That's his style. And then Pronax with a great headshot on Apex at mid doors. That's gonna, or mid doors rather, outside of Boiler. It's gonna come down to Kaylee now. He's looking from pit, but they're pushing up on short. They're gonna be right on top of him, and Kaylee's about to get overrun. He is gone.
Happy from behind. No! He gets one, and then JW takes down Flusher, so it's pretty good, but if he had, I don't know, a little bit more patience, maybe he could have actually picked up 3 people just then. Olofmeister takes care of the last, and that's 14-10. There is money to buy on LDLC, but this is now they're at the edge of the cliff. It doesn't go any further than this. Losing this round would mean a definite victory for Fnatic here on Inferno.
Well, for now, at least, we're going to have to see whether LDLC can pull this together here. They've actually got quite a bit of money. Kaylee's got enough for an AWP, and that's saying something right now. But it's going to come down. Look at Kaylee. Look at LDLC. They're actually pushing down aggressively, and Kaylee gets rewarded. JW gets caught in T-pit, and that's the entry frag right now for LDLC.
Nicely done. And imagine how difficult it must be taking these kind of risks when you're this close to losing. I mean, what do you think, Vendetta? That's usually not the time. Usually we see teams when they're winning, they go for more and more and more risks, but LDLC, they pull this one out when they have their backs against the wall.
Yeah, I think that's the leftover confidence from Dust 2 coming out in Kaylee, because he looked confident going into that. And I'm actually a bit miffed about the fact that JW picked up the op in that round, because it went so well when they were all running with AKs in the previous round for Fnatic. And now they're kind of standing still. They're in the standstill. They're going to rely on the op to get the entry frag, which is at Olofmeister right now. But yeah, good play from Kaylee.
They charge up, they do take down Apex, but still in the pit is Maniac, and they gotta be careful of Kaylee as well. Maniac does great damage, takes down the bomb carrier, so now they can call for backup really quickly. They definitely know it's gonna be an A push, and Maniac does even more work, takes another one, and it's down to Olofmeister here. 1 on 3, and no bomb plant happening. He's gonna take down one more, turns around. Uzi is patiently waiting. Very smart play here from Uzi.
Yeah, this is Olofmeister, though. We've seen him do it before on Mirage. He actually decides to swap out for an AK, though. The smart choice. Olofmeister, he has to get the bomb. He's got it now. 10 seconds left, and he gets caught going back to the site. Uzi with the perfect timing to stop that from happening. Keeps LDLC in this match. Fnatic, they get stopped cold at 14 rounds. LDLC, they haven't given up yet, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it was really unfortunate for Olofmeister not to have the bomb on him that entire time, because I think if he does, he can actually chase after Maniac and Quad there. He can actually push up aggressively to basically clear out the entire quad set and then perhaps get a safe bomb plant. So it didn't quite work out for Fnatic, but great round from LDLC, and they really needed it because they're really low when it comes to money.
Yeah, things are starting to look scary, but I like the fact that Uzi waited on that corner when he came around through quad, because that's such a common mistake, right? Your teammate has just fallen, and you feel like if I go now and he has an AWP, I'm going to be able to do it. But if you miss that timing by even half a second, then he's going to have time to shoot once more, and I don't think Olofmeister would have missed that shot, and not in that situation. And then it would have been a one-on-one. So Uzi just playing the fact that they had the upper hand and doing it really well. These are small details, but it's the sort of stuff that LDLC have failed at in the past.
Yeah, it's very true. And it's kind of what makes it or breaks it when you play versus teams like Fnatic, Hellraisers, Titan, all those guys. Those small things that you don't really think about too much, but they make all the difference.
Oh, are they gonna go for it? They have still 2 people over at the A hallways here. Olofmeister and Crims, 2 of the heavy hitters on the team. So they're just making some noise, throwing some smokes out. Flusher's gonna be the one waiting, looking over, and trying to see if he can maybe get a kill. In the meantime, over at the A-bomb side, not looking good. Crims is walking into a death trap at the moment. Maniac just gonna turn around, take him down, and this is a very, very weird and broken push coming out from Fnatic.
Not ideal, no. JW is going to get caught in the back by Uzi rotating over. That comes down a lot to Kaylee landing a pretty nice shot over at Boiler, but also Maniac's position on balcony, he played that down to a T. Shut down the man who caught Kaylee out, and then just proceeded to wreak havoc. So, big play there from LDLC. But more importantly, this is going to be this is going to be a round of eco here for Fnatic. So LDLC, now they've managed to actually put Fnatic in the hole. They're 2 rounds away from actually closing the gap, and that's within striking distance for a team like LDLC. They're about to they should get a free round right here.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be the full comeback from the French team. They could end up winning this 16-14 if it keeps going this way. Kaylee, Apex starting off, and as you said, this should be a free round for them. There's just pistols, just Glocks as well. Not even any sort of special purchase coming out here. Maniac, so anxious to try and take down Flusher, or actually Pronax, that he just shot his teammate in the mix. Oh god, that looked funny. I'm sorry.
That was a lot of money out the window. That's $3,300 that he's just lost. And I mean, I know we're getting towards the end here, but still, you don't want to be throwing money out the window like that. So that's a bit of a mistake there. But I think at this point, Maniac and LDLC are just happy to get that round on the board.
Exactly right. And let's see if this is gonna go the full distance, or if Fnatic can close it out. I mean, now they have all AKs, and you said earlier that looked pretty good when they were just running around gunning with the AK. So we'll see if they can do it. Kaylee's gonna be walking out of Boiler Room and then runs away, and I think that's pretty good. He must have been able to hear how many people were, all around him. So him being alone in the apartment, I think is a good idea.
No.
And then everything just resets.
But this is the round here for Fnatic. There is no going back from this. If they lose this round without a plant, no less, they will be on eco as well. They'll just have no money to work into this round. But Apex, standing at quad, manages to start it off strong. Gets 1, and he goes for the spray. Picks up 2 more! Apex gets all 3. Big play from him. LDLC just shut the door in Fnatic's face.
That play from Apex was beautiful on a whole new level that I can actually just not even describe. We still have Pronax and Flusher left, but what happened there was just pure magic. He's an actual magician for doing what he just did. He hid in the smoke and got the first kill, then he ran out, and the two Ts that were still in the smoke, they were shooting at each other to try and get to him. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And then he sprays them down once they've, damaged each other. Absolutely brilliant. Oh god, Apex, he ends up with a quad kill.
He feels like, those 3 wasn't spectacular enough. He needed to rotate over to B and, get 1 more. Apex with a fantastic round. And now Fnatic, that's not only got to be shattering for their confidence, but it certainly is shattering for their economy. They don't have anything left. They're going to be fighting for overtime here. This is it. They have to eco this round.
I mean, that sort of shooting each other in the smoke kind of play, that's what we see from, those films on Reddit with, Silver Elite type frag clips. In the middle, they do get a good shot in, and actually they take down Apex as well. This would be a painful round for LDLC to lose. They gotta be careful here, but Happy shows up, gets 1, and now the pistol to take down another. And they do stabilize. LDLC are feeling the victory, and they are 1 round away. Or it's gonna be overtime. This is crazy. I mean, LDLC are... They had, 1 day when they were looking weird? That was yesterday, and then today they're right back.
Yeah, they really are. And the fact that they're able to come back, I think that's 5 rounds in a row for we have a pause.
It looks like we have a pause coming in here.
I guess that gives us more time to praise LDLC. 5 rounds in a row after being down 14-10. That speaks volumes. And I don't think they would have been able to do that if this was last night or the day before.
No, it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it comes down to that they're still really slow to rotate, but they're making it work. They're never really leaving anyone alone on the B bomb site. But the way Kaylee is playing with that op and Apex playing so smart in Archway, I mean, they're just not giving any opportunities for Fnatic to actually attack the A bomb site. And Flusha is not really able to create any havoc towards B. We rarely see LDLC over-rotating towards the B area. And Flusha, every time he goes towards banana, it's more like he's just, well, kind of a background figure in a movie, you know?
Yeah.
He's just there. He's throwing his nades, he's shooting his bullets, but he's not really making anything happen for Fnatic. And then you know, after 40 seconds, they run into a French meat grinder.
And that is what it's down to here. I mean, they need to avoid that meat grinder at all cost here, because it's been chewing them up, as we said, for the last 5 rounds. And they gotta force the overtime here. They've already lost the first map. If you are just tuning in, and we do have now, and you know, big thanks to all of you, 35,000 people watching. So a huge thanks to you guys for tuning in. It's great having you here. This is the first iteration of the Caseking of the Hill tournament, called by Alpenföhn, and we really appreciate you guys, you know, coming out in such big numbers to help. But yeah, if Fnatic lose this round, they are not going to be crowned king for the first week. Instead, LDLC are going to move on to play against either Titan or Na'Vi. That's the one scenario. The other scenario is that we go to overtime between these two teams, and obviously we're just waiting for the pause that's up right here. I'm not sure what the issue is, but I'm sure it will be unpaused any second now, and we'll see the remainder of this game here.
Yeah, we need to see if they're able to actually bring this back, because we have 2 full bot teams, basically. Fnatic, they eat an eco the last round, which lets it get to this point, and now they're able to just fully buy up JW with an AWP, full nades across the board. So we've seen what they're capable of with the buy rounds. They just have to get it going. And look at this. Okay, we're back into it now. We come out of the pause. So we have to see exactly what's going to happen here.
Exactly. Well, they need to do better than they have been doing, and that is a fantastic start. Even while 75% flashed, and you're wondering, is it exactly 75%? And yes, it was. Exactly 75% flashed. He still got the kill on Apex just running by. Very nicely done there.
And the patience from Fnatic as well. They're really taking their time to see if LDLC are going to peek out anywhere, try and get information. They just want to punish the Frenchmen if they can actually get the opportunity here. LDLC, though, they've got to be feeling the pressure, because they don't really have much information as to where Fnatic are on this map. They've left 1 guy on B. They're rotating 3 over to A, but they're holding so passively right now that they don't actually know.
No, and that's a problem, though. Kaylee is sort of creeping out to try and see if he can get this information. The problem is there are so many people there, and he misses the shot. He's trying to run back, and he will be able to, so that's a pretty good adjustment, but JW is merciless. Gonna take down another one, and now the overtime feels very realistic here. Maniac's been doing well in the pit. He takes down one, but he loses his teammate, and now they're gonna swarm him down here. He actually comes out, which is a great little idea, but the bomb is planted, and Uzi's gonna be alone in a 1-on-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Overtime, brought to you by JW.
Yes, indeed, right? Pronax and Olofmeister should not... Oh, it's in the corner. Uzi's going to go for the defuse. Are they going to be able to stop him? Hey, they jump up. It's still not... Oh, God, the last second. Olofmeister gets the kill. That was incredibly scary, but it does force the overtime. 15-15 is where we're at, and we are going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. What a game.
This is everything we could have hoped for, right? I mean, this is what we needed going into this. You can't have LDLC 2-0 Fnatic. That had to be tooth and nail. It had to go 15-15, and now we go into overtime. So I believe it's MR3, 10K starting money.
Yep.
And, I mean, about as standard as could be. So now we have to see. LDLC will be staying on the CT side, Fnatic on the T side. So Fnatic, they need more action like that from JW to open it up.
It's a lot to ask for, isn't it? Because he really landed 2 great kills in that game, and the first one was probably the most crazy one. This time he does some good grenade damage to Kaylee early on, but as you said, they need a lot more.
They need basically an entry here. That's what Fnatic really need, because it seems like when they don't get the entry, they flounder a little bit. So Fnatic, are they going to be able to actually catch LDLC peeking? For now, LDLC seem to be perfectly content to hold back again, really passively. About as passive as you can get, really. Although Flusha somehow finds Uzi peeking at CT through the smoke.
That's great, but if they
That's
go
just
for the...
Flusha.
That's such Flusha things, right? If they go for the A-bomb site, though, look at where Apex is. He's actually boosted up inside the arch, inside the bomb site, so that could be another crazy play. We've seen Olofmeister once today in the pistol round win it by doing that, so we'll see if this is going to be actually a good position. I've never seen that position work, not even once. It seems cool, but it always ends up with some guy just falling down and not doing anything. Now he's alone inside here. Apex holding strong. He's going to take down Olofmeister, or maybe a little bit too soon. And JW looks directly up and takes him down. Kaylee and Happy going to have to eco. A good start for Fnatic to the overtime.
Yeah, then this is really going to put LDLC in the hole as well. It's a good thing that they can hold on to these two guns. That's if Fnatic allow this to happen, really, because Fnatic, at this point, they're already on the hunt trying to find the remaining LDLC members. But LDLC, they spent a lot of money this round getting equipped for this, and now they lose it. Their money is going to be tight for the rest of this first half of the overtime.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for Fnatic not to hunt after them. I'm actually surprised that 3 of them are just hanging around by the bomb. I mean, sure, it's a possibility that they're afraid of one sneaky Frenchman coming in and trying to ninja defuse it, but they should definitely hunt down LDLC because they should know what kind of implications that has for the Frenchman.
Yep. And yeah, I absolutely agree. Nothing more to add to that. It's a bit of a worrying sign because you want to have some respect for your opponent, but you don't want to be scared of them either. And if you land on the wrong side of that border, between respect and fear, yeah, then it gets really tricky.
Yeah, playing scared has never won anyone a game, ever. It's just that simple. Whenever you talk about pro players, all of them talk about how they felt confident going into a matchup.
Yeah.
That type of thing. And they have to do that. They have to feel like they're better.
I don't think JW's exactly scared. I mean, but Uzi and Kaylee might be. They just got shot from some pretty crazy angles, especially the first kill was really sickening. Apex is going to pick up the bomb and then try and run back. Olofmeister cuts him off as he's on the way back now. It's a 4-on-2. And things are looking magical right now for Fnatic. Happy is going to take down a player that's flushed down, but the A-bomb site is just completely open. And Happy should save once again, crazy as it sounds. I mean, if they're not going to go for it in a 2-on-5, then you shouldn't go for it in a 1-on-3.
Happy has to save because Maniac is so low on money, so he's not going to be able to buy up anything at all in the last round.
Well, Apex as well. If you look at it, Uzi, Apex and Uzi are both sitting around like 1,500. So this is not good right now for LDLC. Happy absolutely at all costs has to live through this to be able to drop a gun for his teammates because the defense is going to be weak enough as it is.
But surely Fnatic has to chase after this. I don't really understand why they're so afraid to actually move out on the map and hunt for Happy.
They're gonna have so much money.
Yeah, but there would be no loss.
It's the last round coming up, so they could have just thrown away everything and they would have been perfectly fine. Just to attempt to get down Happy, because that would have spelled disaster for LDLC. They're already in a really deep hole at this point.
Yes, they are. Not that much, but they do actually manage to buy enough smokes to keep away the Terrace players for a while here. A quick moment of appreciation for the fact that JW has picked up 30 kills in the game so far, dropping a 30 bomb. Yep. Although we are in overtime, but it's still pretty cool. Flash comes out from Happy, and are they going to peek behind it? Now, they just take a little bit of a peek and throw out a grenade, which does reasonable damage onto Olofmeister. We'll see if LDLC can pick up this last round of the first half of the overtime.
Yeah, this is it. If LDLC can do it, then they still got a fighting chance. If they don't, it's going to be. It's very likely that we'll be seeing Mirage. So this is all on LDLC now. No pressure, but they have to win this round.
It's first to 19 rounds, by the way. That's what we're looking for in this format. So 17 rounds already, and Fnatic wins. They just have to win 2 more, and they still have this one, and then 3 on the CT side to try and do it. So that is a lot of pressure on LDLC. We'll see how it all unfolds. Kaylee has the AWP looking up the middle here, and right at the edge of the smoke. I do kind of like this position. If they keep pushing Fnatic, they might walk right into it, but... Yep, and JW does.
There it is. Yeah, very nicely played there by Kaylee. Good patience, and he actually gets rewarded for that. So now, it comes down to his teammates not giving up anything for free. And Flusha, he really badly wants to get a kill on this B site. Counter flashes come out, but they're not affecting him, and he is going to get caught immediately by Happy. Pronax and Crims, they'll make up for it, and that's Fnatic on the B site.
Katie runs through the smoke with an AWP, and he goes down. That was a huge overextension. The bomb had not even been planted yet. He did not have to take that risk, and now that might really come back to bite them. Apex looking to get into flowers here, but there are 2 people waiting. One shoots through. It's back to a 2-on-2, and that bomb is ticking away. Apex has to make the opening. Maniac's coming from behind. Can they coordinate it? Olofmeister gets the kill, and now Maniac, well, this is very, very tough. He gets the 1 kill, then goes for the defuse. Olofmeister got the timing down last time. Oh, Maniac, he sits it down, and he's going to get it. He's going to burn alive afterwards, but that doesn't even matter. He gave his life for the cause, and they win the last round. 16-17.
Pro players don't fake.
No, they don't.
I'm actually really surprised that Fnatic lost that round. I'm not really sure what Pronex was doing there, because he was at like 15 HP, and basically they just ran out for no good reason. Fnatic could have easily gotten into better positions. They could have sandwiched him. They could have done a lot of things except for having Pronex pretty much suicide into LDLC.
The confidence was there.
Yeah, too much confidence maybe. Again, it's that, it's that border between, respect and fear and all that. Yeah. Yeah, there's another line there somewhere that's, overconfidence.
So many lines.
Speaking of overconfidence, look at JW right now. There's no smoke down at the bottom of Banana, but he's still not afraid to be scoped up with his AWP, just looking towards that T-pit. He was holding a much more aggressive angle just a moment ago. So JW, man, he continues to dominate with this AWP. I mean, he dropped a 30 bomb so far. If he can keep up like this.
Gotta be careful, there's Kaylee peeking, and actually JW does get shot down to 37. A leg shot through the pillar, I think that was. And now Crim's doing a little bit of damage in return, but yeah, in terms of map control, it's a decent start for LDLC. Now rushing up to the middle, making a lot of noise here is Apex, and Flusher hears him, falls back and just flashes, and they leave Crims over here. So this is actually tight defense from Fnatic right now.
There's JW managing to pick up one from Library. Apex is caught, and now Flusha pushing back into mid to get confirmation. Good information gain from him. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but this is still a man advantage for Fnatic, and they still have to deal with JW. He has his AWP looking towards short, and two members from LDLC are about to wrap right through here.
And Crims is coming up from behind, so really big plays from Fnatic. A huge amount of information, as you said, and then they really just react swiftly to it. Happy alone is going to go down. Triple from JW. Now, there's a lot of stuff that happened, but a tiny detail we managed to catch here was Olofmeister in the pit actually throwing a flash all the way over the A bomb site to land out in the middle, and then they peeked from Archway right afterwards. So, yeah, some tight communication coming out from Fnatic, and that's what's winning them the rounds right now. 18-16 match, and, well, just map point here actually for Fnatic. They still had to play one more map to win the whole match.
Yep. That's it. I mean, this is a best of three. The beauty of this situation. Fnatic are not out of it yet, but Kaylee is going to open it up wide. B side completely tore it open. There's going to be Flusha here. He's going to be able to get right on the edge of this smoke and pick up Kaylee. Shuts him down for it, but it's still great double entry from Kaylee.
Yeah, it is. Flusha's going to charge through. He really has no choice. He might as well just try and go for it, even though it is a 2-on-4. And a nice detail with having Maniac cover any kind of rotation coming over from that side of the map. Pronax alone, I mean, they have the money to buy, so there's no reason for them not to go for it, because the next one is going to be the last round. Pronax gets a kill, goes down, and it's 18-17, and we could be seeing double overtime.
I think it's
a
likely.
possibility. It's a possibility for sure. Also, I just wanted to point out one thing, one more thing about the first round there, in the second half of the overtime, was the fact that when Flusha, or when JW picked up the first guy in quad, or in Arch, I mean, Flusha actually waited out in Speedway until the death cam for that guy was gone before he went out and pushed from the flash from Olofmeister. And that's just like, again, those small details that do wonders for your team.
Oh, JW, if he'd stayed there another second, he would have got the kill. Oh, he gets the shot through, and Happy is down to 15. Very, very cool stuff coming out from JW, and, a little bit scary as well, because there are a lot of people coming for him. Flash goes in, Pronax peeks, takes down Maniac. This is a great start. Fnatic might actually have made a pretty crazy comeback here after being destroyed on Dust 2, and things looking shaky as well in the beginning on this map. They're now recovering. 5-on-3 and Happy almost dead. JW walking out. He wants another kill. He's looking for at least 35 at the end. He's going to get another one. Peeks again. And that's going to be the triple. He's looking for the quad and not quite going to get it. But he ends up at 36 kills. And Fnatic win on Inferno. That means